இங்கே வந்திருக்க சிறப்பு அழைப்பாளர்களை பேச கூப்பிட்ருக்கோம். முதல்ல நம்ம கூப்பிட போகிறவர் அவரை பற்றி சுருக்கமாக சொன்னால் 1980 2000 வரைக்கும் 16 படங்களை இயக்கியிருக்காரு. இந்திய வாழ்வின் அரசியல் வன்முறையின் வேர்கள் குறித்து தேடி செல்லும் படங்கள் அவர் எடுத்ததெல்லாம் அப்படின்னு சொல்லி படிக்கிறோம். அவர் நேரடியாக அரசியல் வன்முறையை பேசிய படங்களாக நாம் ஆக்ரோஷ், அர்த் சத்யா, தி பார்ட்டி, தாமஸ், துரோகால், ஹசா ஜவுராஸ்கிமா, தேவ் போன்ற 7 படங்களை குறிப்பிடலாம். பெண்களின் மீதான உளவியல் மற்றும் உடல் சார்ந்த வன்முறை சித்தரித்த படங்களாக அவருடைய 3 படங்களை குறிப்பிடலாம். தேகம், திருஷ்டி, ருக்மாதா தேவியின் வாழ்வு போன்றவை அந்த படங்கள். இதில் ருக்மாதேவியின் வாழ்வு ஸ்பானிய கவியான காசியா லோகாவின் பெர்னார்ட் ஆல்ஃபாவின் வீடு எனும் நாடத்தை தழுவியதாகும். பிற 2 படங்களும் ஆண் பெண் உறவின் இடையிலான நுட்பமான வன்முறை குறித்த படங்களாகும். திருஷ்டி படத்தில் பண்டிட் குயின் படத்தின் இயக்குநரான சேகர் கபூர் நாயகனாகவும் அவரிடமிருந்து அந்நியமாகி வாழும் மனைவியாக டிம்பிள் கபாடியவன் நடித்திருந்தார்கள். டிம்பிள் கபாடியவன் திருமணம் முறிய ஒரு உறவை ஏற்படுத்திக் கொள்ளும் போது கணவன் மனைவியிடையே ஏற்படும் மௌனமான விரிசல் குறித்ததாக இந்த படம் இருந்தது. டிம்பிள் கபாடியவை ருடாலி படத்தினை அடுத்து மிக முக்கியமான குணச்சித்திர நடிகையாக உயர்த்திய படமாக இந்த படம் இருந்தது. தேகம் திரைப்படம் எதிர்காலத்தில் நிகழும் ஒரு விஞ்ஞான புனைகதையாக பரிமாணம் கொள்கிறது. இதுவன்றி இவர் உருவாக்கிய படங்கள் பாலிவுட் வியாபார சினிமாவின் ஆடல், பாடல் மற்றும் உணர்ச்சிமான காட்சிகள், பாலிவுட் நட்சத்திர நடிகர்கள் போன்றவர்களை வைத்து உருவாக்கப்பட்ட திரைப்படங்களாகும். ஒரு வகையில் தீவிரமான பிரச்சனைகளை பாலிவுட் கதை சொல்லல் வடிவத்திற்குள் முயன்று பார்த்த சோதனை பூர்வமான படங்களாக இவைகளை குறிப்பிடலாம். தஸ்தக் படத்தினையும் அவரது இறுதி படமான தேவ் படத்தினையும் இதே வகையிலான பாலிவுட் கதை சொல்லல் படங்கள் எனவே நாம் வரையறுக்கலாம். தான் இம்மாதிரியான பாலிவுட் கதை சொல்லலை தேர்ந்தெடுத்து கொண்டதற்கான நெருக்கடியை அவர் 2 விதங்களில் விளக்கிறார். இப்படி இந்த அறிமுகத்தை நம்ம கொடுத்தது யமுனா ராஜேந்திரன் அவர்கள், அவருக்கு நன்றி. இப்போ அவரை பேசுறதுக்காக நான் கூப்பிட்றேன். ரிக்வெஸ்ட் அவர் ஹானரபிள் கெஸ்ட் மிஸ்டர் கோவிந்த் நிகலானி சார் அண்ட் டு டெலிவர் அ ஸ்பெஷல் நோட்.
With my respects to Mr. P.K. Nair and other personalities on the stage who have been honored today, and friends. This is indeed a very special occasion because it's not every day that the veterans of the film industry who work behind the screens and achieve so much away from the public eye, they are honored and their contribution is celebrated. For that, I would like to congratulate the Thamizhstudio who have organized this function and made this possible. So congratulations. Ever since Arun started talking to me from few days ago, he has been telling me to say something about the parallel cinema. Mr. Nair has been very closely associated with an institute which had a lot to contribute to parallel cinema, the Film and Television Institute of India, through the film archives of India in Pune. So perhaps it makes a good connection. Early in the 2000s, we started hearing people saying that the so-called parallel cinema was dead. It had no relevance anymore. Audience doesn't want to see it. It's a very drastic statement to make, and some of the filmmakers were involved in what we call the parallel cinema, which included me as well, were rather disturbed by this. Why is it happening? What is it? What went wrong? Because parallel cinema, after all, was not very old. It started with, actually, with Mr. Ray's films, but officially, you can say it started with Bhuvan Shom by Minalda, Mr. Minal Sen. And that was in 60s, late 60s or so. So suddenly, in 40 years, or less than 40 years, the whole movement just dies out like this. What was it? There was a time, I think, for introspection. Particularly, I was very concerned with why these things are happening. Have the issues that parallel cinema was tackling have vanished? Has everything become hanky-dory and it requires no other further exploration, questioning? And one felt, no, the issues are still there. In fact, in some areas they become worse. Then why is it that this kind of cinema is, people say, is dying? Yes, it is true that in terms of numbers, number of films that were being produced with that kind of commitment and with that kind of strong subjects, stories, was becoming less. But before that, one started thinking, what was parallel cinema? What was its nature? What was its characteristic that suddenly it starts dying or fading away or, going through such a low productivity phase? One thing that parallel cinema was not, parallel cinema was not a formula. Like the mainstream cinema, particularly in those times, it had an identifiable formula. And when parallel cinema started, the filmmakers reacted in a very strong way to that formula. The formula was simple and it was rejected in a very strong manner. Mainstream cinema requires big stars. Without that, they can't function. We don't need big stars. We need characters, we need actors. We'll pick it up from theatre, from streets, from anywhere. We are not going to the big stars. Mainstream cinema needs heavy production values, glamorous sets, glamorous songs and dances and everything. Everything is heightened. We don't need that. We will select the stories that will connect us directly to the life. Mainstream cinema needs music, needs songs. We don't need songs. Parallel cinema needs the comedy track, an action track, and a romance track. We don't need these tracks. We don't follow the 3-act formula. With this kind of a strong reaction to what was happening at that time, which was come to be recognized more or less as a formula, parallel cinema came with the rejection of the formula. But then what was it that made the parallel cinema what it was? If it was not a formula, what was it? I think the parallel cinema, the nearest that we can talk about is that it was a kind of sensibility. I don't know whether we can call it a state of mind, but it was a sensibility that was informed by a certain kind of vision and to a great extent also with a certain kind of ideological sympathies that the filmmakers at that time displayed. And that kind of sensibility was not about creating happy endings and making people very happy when they left the auditorium. That sensibility was a sensibility of questioning, sensibility of analysis, sensibility of finding out all kinds of problems that after partition or after freedom, India's after 1947, the society was facing, whether it was with the police, whether it was with human rights violations, whether it was with gender disparity, whether it was with problem of women as such. These kind of subjects that other cinema was not touching. So what happened to that? Has that sensibility gone? Now everybody is celebrating youth. Youth is the focus today because we at the moment in India, we have the maximum number of people under 30. So they are the market. They are our customers. They are the people who are going to buy tickets and watch the films. So all films are being targeted towards that. But we are not, we seem to forget one fact, that this mass that we call the youth today is not just a crowd of morons. This youth today is educated, more educated than at any time in the past. This youth is more informed. This youth questions more. They play hard, but also they think hard. And look at what is happening. Somewhere the political situation changed. And that change affects cinema. Before we proceed further, a quick thing is that our cinema as a medium is never static. It is always in the state of flux and evolution further. The technology changes, it affects us. It gives a new direction to the technique of cinema. If some historical event happens like terrorist attack in Bombay or somewhere else, or tsunami or something, these elements, these incidents that we don't anticipate, they affect the way we look at the world around us. The business models change, the economics change. Suddenly, 5 or 10 years ago, we found that the celluloid was fading out and now we have got all digital. The aesthetic changes. So things are changing. New generations are coming up. So my personal view is that parallel cinema, in terms of number of people, may have dropped down, but in terms of sensibility, in terms of confronting the realities of this country, is not yet great. And I think the youth that we feel is giving us the biggest market today for our cinema, and in the name of which we are making the youth-oriented films with over-the-top body language and music and everything that has also become a kind of a youth stereotype. That is the energy of the new generation that I think will get expressed in the new kind of narratives, in new kind of cinemas, new kind of storytelling, the new kind of stories. Because this generation is also going to write stories. They're not just consumers, they are also creators. So I would say, I will express my confidence in the new energy of the young generation of India, and I will believe that the concerns and the issues that parallel cinema was actually involved in and committed to will make its appearance once again, that maybe on different platforms. Today we have earlier we had only one screen to project our films to. Today, even every mobile is a screen. This is the sort of thing which is going to be a great eye-opener to all of us, and very soon. Thank you.